What's up guys, today we're maxing out on the Swiss bar bench press.
If you've been tuning into my workout videos, you'll know I've been maxing out every week using different bench press variations. Changing the barbell, chain weight, pins, you name it, I have done it. And today's session, I want to test how the carryover was. Are the gains real when you're not even practicing heavy singles on the classic Swiss bar bench press? Or is straining?
Fine, but I hate how this bar does this.
Of course, I already knew the answer going into this, but regardless, this was a testing session and super important. I needed to know what my Swiss bar bench was in order to establish where my current performance was at. So that's what we're gonna find out right now.
All-time best on the Swiss bar. Now we're talking. This confirms it, guys. The carryover was there. I'm at 100% peak performance. Let the real gains begin from this point forward. I can't even begin to tell you how happy I am, guys. This is a lifetime PR for the Swiss bar bench press. In the past, I did 350, then a week later, 385 regular bench. So the fact that I upped this by 5 pounds tells me everything I need to know. And it also proves that the exercise rotation with the max volume to go with it has been effective. Strength is strength. I've been proving it to you year after year. Guys, give this type of training a shot. I'm sure you're gonna love it. You'll get constant PR while making your training a lot more fun. Can't recommend this enough.
So I hope you enjoyed that raw commentary. I knew I was stronger, but not that strong. Didn't realize I was already back at full strength. So we're on the right path. I'm so happy that things are going exactly as planned. I addressed my weaknesses, I'm training like an absolute madman, and I'm documenting it so you can all see the PRs on Instagram and YouTube. So I really hope that this motivates and inspires you to keep pushing your limitations. You are in fact capable of more. Of course, try out concurrent periodization as well, because I really do believe in this system. It's what I've been preaching for years, it's what I run, and the gains are just out of this world. You minimize overuse, and there's never any regression. You don't have to follow this roller coaster nonsense that's so popular these days. This works, and it's a great long-term strategy. Maybe not the maxing out twice a week, but once a week is fine.
My second one to be more technical than the first. Probably because getting more into the higher reps. Not really the same thing as maxing out.
Anyhow, now we're doing some back-off work. 3 sets of 10 with 250. Remember in January, I was doing 225, and it pretty much felt as if it was the same intensity. So there you have it. The strength gains are real. Not only am I improving on the lower repetitions, but also the higher stuff. I believe that if I can do this with 275 for 3x10, I probably have the strength to bench 405. So that's what we're gonna work up to. And of course, I'm not just gonna do this variation. I'm gonna rotate. I'm gonna throw in the chains, the pins, do it off the floor.
That was hard, but we're done. This is OHP now.
Whatever allows me to get to that point. Everything is gonna blend together perfectly, and I'm just taking things one step at a time. If I can keep adding 5-10 pounds once in the blue moon, eventually I'll get that 275 or 3x10, and maybe sooner than later. So that's pretty much the objective. Get some rep PRs in the 3x10, and improve the 1 rep max using different styles. Simplest strategy, man. There's nothing complicated about these workouts. Anyhow, OHP, another milestone for me, in the sense that I did 3x10 with the Swiss bar using 135. With this grip and bar, that's not easy at all. So I got it. The last 2 workouts, I got 888, then I got 999, now it's 10-10-10. And before that, I was doing high repetitions, reps of 15. It worked, but I feel like the strength gains weren't as good as doing 10s. The 6 to 10 range is typically where I stay at for intensity workouts. But yeah, man, I'm just really pleased while everything is moving. Before I started messing with the Swiss bar, I was doing this with a straight bar. So that tells me that if I switch back to that bar, it'll be a lot more than 135. So that's probably what we're gonna do. Go back and forth and just mix in chains and different stuff like that. Again, it doesn't really matter. As long as I'm rotating, which minimizes overuse, I'm able to push these volumes for long periods of time. Occasionally I throw in some 3-week waves as well, but right now I'm not really doing that. I push an exercise for as long as I can, and when I feel that the gains are slowing down a bit or possible aches and pains might appear, I just rotate the movement to something similar that still gives carryover. And of course, We gotta isolate the triceps, doing the row push down, be getting stronger at these. Keep in mind, this is one cable, so it's not like the ones you see at the gym. This is a lot harder. And I gotta say, it's an amazing exercise. I should have bought this a long time ago, and for anyone who has a home gym, you need to get a cheap cable setup. This was what, $25? I did get it on special, but still, it's a game changer. Absolute game changer. I really should have invested in this years back because it brings back that gym sensation. And when you're trying to get the biggest bench press possible, the more tricep work you can get in, the better off you're going to be, especially if you're using it as a pre-exhaust tool, which you're seeing right here. Hitting some JM presses, you can see the triceps are noticeably thicker, which is phenomenal, especially around the elbow. And this is what this exercise will build. My form is whatever. Everyone has their own interpretation of the JM press. I can probably have my elbows a little bit higher instead of tilting them forward, but I feel like I need bigger arms to pull that off. I don't know. But this movement right here puts a lot of stress on the tricep tendon, so you need to start off with a lighter load, maybe even empty bar at first. Don't rush into things. You know, even me, I could probably go heavier, but since I haven't done JM pressing in well over a year, I wanted to start off with something like this. And that's pretty much what I did, nothing heavy, especially since my arms were already tired. But I just wanted to get a specific accessory for the bench, and this definitely gets the job done. Though I don't know how long I'll keep it in my rotation. I think I'll just stick to regular extensions, but we'll see. Anyhow, that was it for the bench press workout. Gotta say it was 10 on 10, more than I expected. Here's some barbell rowing. I'm gonna try to get stronger at my rows again. I've been primarily doing pull-ups these days, but I feel like the rows complement the horizontal pushing much better. So for injury prevention, this might be the smarter alternative. In terms of spinal erector strength, that's not really a problem for me, so I don't mind being in this bend forward position. Plus I got the belt on, which does modify the rowing mechanics. You are bringing the bar a little bit higher up. But that's not a bad thing. You can argue that's increased range of motion, and maybe you're going to get a little bit more upper back as a result. Regardless, got a 3x10, 200 pounds, felt good. Just going to keep ramping the weights up. I think it won't take long for me to hit insane numbers on this because, you know, that's what I used to do in the past. And yeah, instead of pull-ups, for the secondary back exercise, I chose the modified pull down. Once more, you need to invest in a cable setup like this. For years, I was doing the banded lat pull downs, doubling up a light typically. And although that worked really good, I felt I was limited. And when I would try to up the band tension even further, it just didn't feel right. The resistance profile is not the same as a cable movement. This allows me to pretty much bring back that gym sensation while using less loads. This is only 140 pounds, but it's real weight on a loading pin. I do 165 pounds on the weighted pull-up. You see me do 3 plates for reps. Not saying that this is just as hard. It obviously is easier, and I can probably up the weights even further. But I do feel like I'm going to hit that point eventually where I'm going to have to put something to weigh me down. Maybe some chains around my waist, or even a weighted vest, because I do feel like you got to support yourself against that power rack quite tightly, which is not a bad thing for now, but at some point this will be problematic. But that's the ghetto setup I'm working with. Again, I love the contraction you get in the back. My lats were absolutely pumped, and I'm going to show you what that looks like soon, but whoa. Some exercises just don't feel the same.
Yo, my freaking lats are cramped to the max. It's crazy.
Besides that, there's not much else to say. I'm pretty much doing back training to complement my benching performance. I'm going to get back to the pull-up training as I get closer to my 4 or 5 bench goal. But right now I need every recovery edge I can get. So this is the final exercise, easy bar curl, last set. I'm not going to show you everything, though I do film all my sets for those that are curious. Anyhow, these were hard, which is not surprising coming from me. After all, biceps are a lagging muscle. But regardless, I put in the required effort, and I actually hit failure on this final set, while not even getting the desired 10 reps. So we know that there's something to work up to now. Definitely going to maintain this intensity level. And with that said, got nothing more to share. All right, guys, we're finally done the workout. It was long and tiring, yet full of PRs. So I really hope you give this a shot and let me know how it goes. And of course, stay tuned for more. Gonna document all the gains.